Okay, I'll start.
All right, guys, welcome to the Shay and Wilson Show. The sauce. I'm Shay, that is Wilson, and this is the show. Joining us today is our new friend, Tasty Whale, otherwise known as Billy Wellen.
Hello.
Hi, Billy. Nice to meet you.
Yes.
You've just ended your career by joining this show.
That
Sorry.
does happen.
In advance, we apologize.
Hey, guys. Hey. So today's topic is
Wait, before we get into that, we need to shout out. At the beginning of this year, we set ourselves a goal of having 100 subs by the end of the year.
How many subs did we have at that time?
I think we had less than 50 or somewhere in there. And then we proceeded to do absolutely nothing to attain that goal. Yet, here we are today at like 317 some subs, and the year is not even out. So I just want to thank all you sick deviants on the internet for what you've done for us.
What is wrong with these people? Like, why are you watching this shit?
I'm not deluding myself into believing that any of you are actually watching this video, because you're only for the hentai let's plays. But thanks anyway for those of you who accidentally stumble onto this page.
Yeah, let's face it. If we make this thumbnail a hentai thumbnail, this video will actually get views.
Exactly, it'll blow up
compared to our other podcasts.
It'll fit in with all the other videos of ours that get 30 seconds worth of view time.
Okay, so basically the topic I had for today is it concerns the new Dragon Age Inquisition. This is like, the third major Dragon Age update. There was Dragon Age Origins. Actually, let me grab something real quick. This is my side. Okay, so this is... I'm a big Dragon Age fan, as you can see. Like, in my hands, I have Dragon Age Origins, which is actually, the day this came out, it was the day I switched to PC gaming. I went out and got a gaming PC.
Oh, big day.
And yeah, this was, it was just comparing it to my friend's PS3 version. I felt so superior and stuff. And then I have, Dragon Age Origins Awakening, the expansion for that one, and Dragon Age 2. And so, obviously I'm really invested in this series. I like it a lot. With Dragon Age 1, I played it all the way through vanilla. Like, it was like, my file was like 120 hours because I padded out as much as I could. Because I'm just very slow and immersive in my playstyle.
Methodical.
Not methodical at all. It's definitely aimless. I'm just like looking at trees all the time.
Yeah, you actually read codex entries and stuff, which I find impressive.
Yeah, like I like all that lore and shit. So, I played it all through vanilla because I wanted the experience, and then I modded it and replayed it with, I did my favorite one is Dragon Age Redesigned, which made all the NPCs more pretty. I changed how all my player characters look, like my party members. I made, Morgan, Liliana, Crazy Hot, and all that stuff. Sten looks like a human being. Different things like that. And with Awakening, right from the get-go, I started modding it because I wanted, better textures, all that kind of stuff. Dragon Age 2 was more limited because, unlike the first one, which we got, I think we got mod tools from the get-go. I don't remember exactly. But it has an adventure editor, which, lets you edit assets, create your own campaigns. It's a very robust tool. So, the Nexus for Dragon Age is, pretty well populated. The second game, not so much, because there weren't tools, but people can still, do texture drop-ins and all that kind of stuff. But with Dragon Age 3, it's going to be running on EA's proprietary Frostbite 3, which is the same thing that Battlefield 4 is running, and I think 3 was running, but it could be Frostbite 2 or something. But basically, what EA wants is for all their, their little sub-developers be running on Frostbite. So there's this big cohesion and synergy, that buzzword. You see this a lot. You see this a lot with publishers, where they want all of their developers running on the same engine, so people are helping each other out with development. The problem with this, though, from a PC gamer standpoint, is allegedly, like, the reason why Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 do not support official mods, don't officially support mods, is because according to DICE, Frostbite is so complicated and so in depth that it's impossible to mod for.
You guys just couldn't handle it. Trust me. It's too hard.
Their words. A lot of people call it bullshit, but that's their words. It's too hard to mod for. And even if it wasn't, and if the developer really wanted to give you an SDK, they are bound by EA wanting to, EA being EA, everyone knows their reputation. They want to keep a tight hold on that source code. They don't want to, they want to be able to sell you DLC. This is speculation, and this is also just, common sense.
Yeah.
So as someone who was, I was on the Dragon Age Facebook the other day when they were giving a developer update before Christmas, about the state of the game. And I asked about, modding. the state of that stuff. And apparently they had earlier on the forums, like I don't follow the forums, but on the forums they had announced there are no plans for mod tools. They haven't ruled it out, but DICE has said the exact same thing. The same excuses for Frostbite, all this kind of stuff. And I was just so sad when I heard that news. I was like legitimately just depressed for a while. I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I was so looking forward to modding like this. Dragon Age 3 looks beautiful. It's expansive. It's open world compared to how closed in. Even one was kind of, it wasn't that expansive. It was, very closed in areas that you load from like area to area. But this, we have a big open world Dragon Age now with like mountains and shit like that. Like being able to mod that on the PC is such a dream for a PC gamer.
Yeah.
And to hear that's not happening made me really sad. So, but basically, the topic for today is after all that stupid.
You got a little bit heartfelt in there, Shay.
I know, dude. I'm taking this so personally.
There's a little bit of...
My argument is, or this is our topic of discussion, for a PC community to thrive in the long term, like the extremely long term, I'm talking like 10 years, 15 years, down in the future, for a single game. To stretch out the community that long and remain active and relevant within gaming culture, having a modding scene is massively important. It's super important to pull that off. Because we look at games like Morrowind and Oblivion, which are still like they're fucking modded like crazy.
Exactly.
The Nexus, just the Nexus alone, not other modding areas. Nexus alone for Oblivion is just massive. It dwarfs Skyrim's, I think, still. It's just humongous. You can do anything you want in Oblivion if it's there somewhere on the Nexus.
Yeah.
The most lauded modding community of all time, I think, would be either Baldur's Gate 2 or Neverwinter Nights, the original Neverwinter Nights. And they're still getting updates, they're still getting tweaks. The community does so much on those games, and it keeps those games relevant and in the consciousness, and keeps the developer street cred alive. With Bethesda, people love that their games are so open to modding and so receptive to edits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I just want to get your thoughts. Is this a huge blow to the Dragon Age franchise as far as the PC community goes, and not even just PC community, just the future of like the devs, because Bioware is getting lots of flack lately after, the direction that Mass Effect has been going and stuff like that.
I was just going to bring up Mass Effect. I don't know. I mean, I'm not highly invested in it. I don't know of any like Mass Effect mods really, and that series is what, 3 games long?
Yeah.
And they're still going to pop out more stuff, I thought.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it doesn't necessarily affect short term. I mean, like their sales are probably going to be decent whether there's mod tools or the ability to mod or not.
Right.
But it definitely does affect its long-term viability and its popularity over time. But I don't think developers necessarily care how popular the game is 5 and 6 years after it was released.
Right, because it doesn't matter to them from a monetary standpoint. Yeah, from a monetary standpoint, it does not matter to them if you're still playing this game 20 years from now.
Exactly.
As long as you played it now and you bought it when it was full price, that's what they care about, those numbers. Yeah. But, I think it does matter to them. Like, it should matter to the developer in the long term. It should. That, their game is still freaking relevant.
Yeah.
So, like,
if only because of reputation.
Right, exactly.
And that, like, I think most people who play the Elder Scrolls games, every new release of an Elder Scrolls games is a guaranteed buy because they've played the previous ones. And I mean, what you're getting with an Elder Scrolls. That I'm going to play it, I'm going to enjoy it, and then as soon as all the mods start coming out, I'm really going to play it and enjoy it, and for the foreseeable future. And anytime I sort of feel like playing something, I know I can always go back to an Elder Scrolls game and play it and get an updated sort of texture pack. There's always something that can be added to it, and it definitely, I mean, and it's one of the huge benefits of PC gaming. And without modding, PC gaming and modding go hand in hand. And if you don't have that, you have a lot less argument for how much better PC gaming is than console gaming.
That's
obviously visually
that's our prerogative. That's not their prerogative.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we care about. But I'm just saying, as a PC gamer, without having modding added, or the ability to mod games, it's a big disappointment finding out a game's coming out that will not be able to be modded. Do you think that's a lot of potential missed out on?
I want to get Billy's input on this because he said he doesn't have he has like little to no experience with modding games.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like, we kind of discussed before, I like more vanilla stuff. I just like plug and play, it goes, it works.
That's a strong argument for. Yeah. As long as
So I
you're
guess it
saying that
doesn't-
as long as the solid product, like the product that the developer puts out, is solid and a an immersive experience that's good, it doesn't matter if you don't have mods or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I do believe in the value of modding. Half-Life has created so many different mods. I mean,
Yes,
Counter-Strike,
Yes,
Natural
that's another big
Selection,
reason.
all those things. And I mean, everyone's still banging a gavel for Half-Life 3, but we have all these other great things because of the modding that was allowed in that game. I'm not saying that being able to mod a Dragon Age game would, have that much cultural impact, but you never know. They might be shooting themselves in the foot, and just kind of screwing over some future innovation that could have happened.
Shooting themselves in the foot is kind of becoming a habit of BioWare's, if you ask me. But
That's true.
we won't get too into that.
As far as like the Mass Effect series, they had the modding community is not as active,
Certainly.
but it is there. Like for example, my Mass Effect 3 that I'm playing right now, I have 4K textures. It's just ridiculous. Like Banshees look fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
With 4K textures, and also I'm using it's like an E&B, which is basically post-processing ability that it throws on to make it more cinematic or vivid. And I have a noise filter as well to make it, because there's film grain in the first two games. And this one doesn't have film grain, and I want that back again.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a couple of mods that make it look like a PC port. I mean, it looks like a PC. It looks like if they had done the textures that they promised to give the PC version, but they didn't.
Not a port. It looks like not a port in an actual PC game.
All right.
Yeah. But I think all in all, they don't care. Mod tools is a privilege and not a right as far as they're concerned. I mean,
don't you think they would care? I mean, these are like the same.
You would think
the
so.
guys on the team, like the executives now, or the guys who are on the head of design or whatever, they've probably been with BioWare for a long time. Like they've probably been with them since KOTOR, or been with them since, at least Dragon Age Origins. I'm sure this has. I mean, they're gamers too. They have to really want the mod tools. I feel like if there's not mod tools, it's not their choice. That's not happening.
I know mod tools
that could be the case.
like a selling point too. A lot of games that get launched on, say, Kickstarter or the Steam Greenlight, they say we will have mod tools, and then people are yay, yay, yay. So
Right.
Maybe they don't need to make the investment in it because they know generic gamers are. I don't care about mods so much.
Yeah.
But more niche gamers or PC specialists, you guys do care a lot more. And
I don't think it's
they
even
may
a
have
niche
just
thing.
waited.
Like for example, like when I think about an Elder Scrolls game, or for example, the new Fallout that's it's getting hyped up right now. When Skyrim was coming out, the first thing that came to my head was I could play this game forever because I can make it the best game in the world through mods.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
I know the base game is going to be rock solid and awesome.
Yeah.
But I could make it like the greatest experience imaginable for myself, as far as like in my hardware will allow me to do. And that is a massive slant for Skyrim. I was like, I would have been really excited, but knowing that I would have mods available just made
Exactly. It makes it like that's the release of the year guaranteed. Like that is.
I was like, I'm gonna mod the fuck out of this. Second I get my hands on it.
Yeah.
And like if you look at mine or Wilson's, Skyrim or Oblivion, they are hacked up, touched up, made over to like such a degree that they're barely recognizable anymore.
Yeah.
And they're just amazing experiences, that the base game did not have. I think that is just a huge sell.
Of course, I get a lot of crash issues. I don't know about you, but I get all kinds of CTD stuff going on. So,
Careful, Icarus.
There's the pros and cons in that department, but
yeah, sometimes you get too ambitious and you start crashing your game.
And I mean, is that an argument against mods?
No, I mean,
or is that just an argument against me and fucking stupid?
I think the only argument against mods is what EA is concerned about, which is monetization. If people are making mods, why would they care about
DLC?
But I think people are gonna buy DLC no matter what. Nobody didn't buy.
Nobody did.
Oh yeah, no, that's totally fair.
Yeah. Everybody's gonna buy the DLC. That is, and besides, all that does is create more content for further modding. You have more to mod with. You have more to add to, and it's
base
just,
assets and all that stuff. Yeah.
I really can't understand. I mean, the only benefit I see or the only reason I see for taking out mod tools is basically laziness. not wanting to put out the effort, not feeling the necessity to put out the effort because people are going to buy my game anyway, as long as it's, especially a big title like.
I hate to be the guy that brings up DRM, but could it also be that source development kits and the like allow for DRM to get cracked easier, and that they could be using it as a security thing?
Yeah, they did mention security concerns. Like, I think it was Dice who said, even if we wanted to give you dev tools, which we really do, because I think the community guy said, whenever I say we don't have dev tools, I get called a bunch of bad names. So I want nothing more than give you guys dev tools, because I know you guys hate us for it.
Yeah.
But it's not their call to make. It's not the developer's call to make, because they have EA as their publisher, and they're using Frostbite. They're not using a proprietary engine of their. They're not using an in-house engine. They're using in-house for EA, Frostbite 3, which they've cited impossible to mod for. Which I don't know. I think a modder could do whatever they want if you give them the tools.
Yeah. Okay, this kind of raises a question for me. I mean, the Bioware, the Dragon Age games, they, like you said, they had some modding, but I never really saw them as a huge modding sort of game. Now, if you take like a Bethesda game, either the Fallout series or the Elder Scrolls stuff,
right?
If they were to release a new title and not have mod tools included, what do you think the Fallout would be? Do you think it would action the Fallout?
Yeah.
Fun. But do you think
it would be on nuclear proportions?
Anyway, do you think that they would actually decrease in sales, or do you think it would be whatever? People are still going to buy it. They just aren't going to like it for as long.
I think with every iteration of Fallout and or Elder Scrolls, their sales will always be bigger and bigger and bigger, no matter what they do.
I think so.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of it though is built around modding capabilities. I guess
I don't think anybody
not really
would not
anymore now that it's a console game just as much as it's a PC game. But
yeah, I don't think anybody will not buy it. It's just the longevity aspect of it.
I don't know. Would you not buy it?
No, I would definitely buy it. Like, for example, Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm going to buy Inquisition. I am going to buy it. Period. I'm just going to be really disappointed with what it could have been for me as a PC gamer.
Yeah.
I expect to hear like butthurt if the next Fallout game doesn't have mod support. I'd hear all the PC gamer butthurt, but console gamers and vanilla gamers like myself, we probably wouldn't care that much.
Actually, recently with Skyrim, console gamers were promised mod tools with Skyrim.
I don't think we ever got that.
See,
it was a promised feature at launch initially, and then they said eventually, and then they said indefinitely never.
Yeah.
I can't see how it would work. I mean, like that would put a whole lot more restriction on the modders.
I think that's the idea. I think it's kind of like when you compare like Steam Workshop to the Nexus, how limited Steam Workshop is by comparison.
Yeah,
it would be that times 1,000 because it'd be on Xbox Live or PSN.
Because how many PC mods are out there where they say, look, if you can't, like, if your computer cannot handle this, don't fucking install it because, like, I made this for high-end PCs, and too bad for you if you can't. And with any console mods, it's got to be able to work within the framework of the console capabilities. And a lot of those games are already like I had New Vegas on my 360, and I don't know, it ran kind of hot after a little bit of playing.
It's already pushing the boundaries. It's 10-year-old hardware.
Yeah, exactly. And adding new stuff into that, I could see that just being like a good way to brick your system.
But even if you look at like the current systems, like obviously Xbox One and PS4 have tons of headroom.
Yeah,
they have way more headroom than they're comparable to comparable. Sorry,
there we go.
I fell into the trap. They're about on par with a power for dollar PC build.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they have that headroom available. Yeah. But they would have to put some sort of remember like the level editor in Tony Hawk Pro Skater where you had like a certain like memory bar that filled in as you added things in.
Yeah.
It would be something you'd have some sort of limitation like that apparently. Yeah. You wouldn't be allowed to just fuck with everything and blow up your system.
Yeah, you get so many objects. I mean, technically, like Halo 3 had a huge modding community with Forge, and they had a very similar.
Forge
you only
was
get
great,
so many
actually.
items. Yeah, that and huge things came out of that.
Yeah, Forge was like this is. I mean, modding is not just. It shouldn't just be PC only. If they had even super limited mod tools like Forge, like people are gonna love it no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, there's still a Halo 3 community because of Forge, even though they're still technically Forge in 4 and whatever. But I don't know. I guess they did really good there.
Yeah, my friends and I like. Which one has Griffball? Is that 4 or like Reach or something? Whatever the Griffball mode is on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's officially on 4. I don't know if it came out on Reach though.
Yeah, we made like our own levels in Forge for Griffball. Like Griffball was all we did, and just making our own levels and having people come over and play them and be like, "Oh man, this is awesome!" Like that was the best part of Halo. I'm not a 360 owner. I'm not a Halo guy, but like when I'm with my buddies at like someone's house who has Halo, we're gonna get into Forge. We're gonna start a Griffball match, and it's like gonna be the best time ever.
Does The Witcher 3 have mod tools, or did they ever? I mean, I've got a little bit running on my Witcher, but I don't think it's really a mod.
I'm positive The Witcher does.
Yeah, they call them the I think it's called Red Tools.
Okay, yeah.
It does have an SDK for Witcher 2.
See, so if 3 is going to have that, like if I'm deciding between Dragon Age 3 and Witcher 3, I think my decision is easy.
The thing is, though, with the Witcher series, at least for me personally, I don't feel as inclined to mod it.
Yeah, you don't need to add boobs. The boobs are already in the Witcher series.
Yeah, Witcher is, compared to Bethesda, like it's so graphically nicer.
Oh yeah, I mean they go to a great lengths, and I mean they're a high-end PC company, like they're like aiming for that market really. But...
Yeah, their market is PC specific and then ported to console later.
Yeah,
that's CD Projekt Red's MO, and so their versions are designed to be like hardware breaking from the get go. So I didn't feel that inclined. Like I do have higher textures eventually because I was like, oh, I have more memory available.
Yeah, I mean, like if you go backtrack to like Witcher 1 now and you want to do some better stuff, but I found it's actually kind of lacking in higher textures and easy to find stuff.
That's exactly what this Witcher wiki is saying, is that it's general. It means it's easy, but it's limited. Yeah, it's easy to replace game files, but limited meaning new content is not straightforward. Since it's a very linear story, it's not like you can just add a new path like in Morrowind or something. I'm
pretty sure they have like player added missions and stuff, but I maybe wrong. I don't see stuff like that. I admittedly don't really get interested in.
Yeah, it's more so in 2 they have the capability for that, but it's more really like roundabout kind of thing because it's a very linear, like tunneled in story in Witcher. But Witcher 3 being open world, like there's so much potential to reach Skyrim levels of modding, I think.
See, another one, I was under the impression that Sleeping Dogs was going to have mod tools. And to me, that would have just, because I already really, really like Sleeping Dogs, but having mod tools on it would have.
We can't have an episode without you talking about fucking Sleeping Dogs.
I'm sorry, but I really like it.
Today we're going to talk about Dragon Age 3, and now
there's
we're
like
going to
one
talk
or
about
two
Sleeping
mods.
Dogs. There's even mod tools for Saints Row, which we also love.
Yeah, well, okay, but that's a new development because they actually were releasing mod tools for the 3rd game, like well after the fact. I think it's only recent. I don't even know if they've put them out yet. And they're apparently planning on backtracking and releasing them for 2 and 1 as well.
Is there that much of a community for 2 and 1?
If you give mod tools to any community, that community will explode.
Yeah, exactly. Now there is.
Period. It's like pouring gasoline on the match,
Besides, I think Saints Row fans are pretty loyal to Saints Row. I mean, like, you talk about me and Shay and stuff. Like, if there's a game we really can't get through an episode without mentioning, it's freaking Saints Row.
I've been playing it the last couple of days. I really enjoy 4 so far.
Oh, man, I haven't played 4 yet.
Exactly. We're such great fans, but we didn't buy 4 at full price.
Yeah, see, we got Saints Row 3 in a bundle, so it was like $1. We're not willing to go full price for the next one. If you'd like to gift us, Willie, as our new friend.
Yes, but we really, really do like it.
We promise we like it. We just don't want to pay for it.
Yeah. Well, above all things, we are cheapskates.
Yeah. Did you guys ever play Crackdown for the 360?
No.
Okay, Saints Row 4 gives me a really superpower Crackdown feel to it, and I'm enjoying it. Crackdown had a lot of issues. The best thing it had going for it was being able to jump up buildings and beat the shit out of someone with a car, and you can pretty much do that in
car?
Saints Row 4. Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of like you were like the fucking Hulk, which there was a good Hulk game. I don't know if I have it, which you could pretty much, it was open world and it did the same thing. That was awesome.
Was it one of those games where
like fucking super
you couldn't go to town on innocent civilians?
I'm gonna check my phone video real quick, just to make sure it's still going. Yep, it's still going.
It's a Christmas miracle.
I will do another one.
Split it into two?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll do that too.
No, don't do that. That's more work than for me.
No, fuck you. It's already happening.
Oh, God.
We gotta clap again.
There we go.
We actually like haven't really like resolved our topic. It's hard.
Oh yeah. Modding is important. Will it affect the buying community?
No, not the buying community. I'm just saying should it be a major concern for the developer that they are not going to have mod tools going forward and they're not going to have a moddable game going forward. I think it does concern them. I think the guys on the team have to be just as depressed as I am. I feel like they must be because they're gamers too. And if they're RPG guys, then they're probably predominantly PC guys. You know, if they're from Bioware, Bioware's lineage is PC.
I don't know, man. Don't underestimate the power of laziness. Like, end of the day, yeah, they're gamers and everything, but that is their job. And having to do less work is always easier than having to do more.
It's their job, but it's their passion.
To be fair,
as well.
if you have a good modding tool for the community, you're going to use that same modding tool to make the goddamn game. Having a good modding tool would allow you to make a better game or an easier game. So
I would never call BioWare lazy.
Yeah. Really? Have you seen the ending of 3?
I think people just do not like the idea of a bad ending.
It wasn't that kind of bad ending, dude. It's not like what you're thinking. You played to the end of it. It was lazy. It was straight up lazy.
So it's not tentacle rape bad ending. It's like just
bad. It was like, guys, I don't care if like a sad thing happens. This is the other topic we can't get away from, but it wasn't about it being sad or not a happy ending. It was about it just being like, what? You didn't finish anything. It was lazy. It was straight up lazy. Yeah. And there's the Shay belts. We have accomplished. We've come full circle and accomplished everything that we're supposed to accomplish in an episode.
To go on this tangent real quick about endings, though, that's how I feel about a lot of the series you love, like Samurai Champloo, like all those loose ends and everything.
No, man, that wasn't loose ends. It's not.
That was straight up loose ends.
What loose end? They went off and.
I want to know about Geisha Girl and Glasses Guy. I want to know about Ninja Chick and Mugen.
Okay, yeah, but that has absolutely.
That is important to me.
Yeah, but
I was so mad.
Those were not important plot devices.
And Fu didn't die by the end of it. I want her dead. I wanted her dead and/or impregnated.
Ah, man, she was great.
Nah, she was
cute.
The whole
series was great,
but they never capitalized on it.
This whole series was good. I can't hear any.
Just like Mass Effect, whole series was good.
There was an episode or two where she almost got raped. I remember that.
Almost, Billy.
Almost is a whole other kettle of fish.
One kettle of fish. I have never heard that expression before.
That might be the 12
that's
years
the Kansas
Australia.
Boy coming out of you.
No, that's the 12 years in Australia coming out, actually.
Fucking kawaii, mate. I love that comment.
Yeah, that made me
But yeah, for me, not having mod tools for 3 and not having a possibility of mods for 3, it's just, as a gamer, it's really, really devastating news for me. That's just where I stand on it. I think if there's any way that BioWare could make this happen, or if there's any way for the community to crack this and make it happen, it just needs to happen. Like it's that important, I think, for the PC community and for the making the series really as lasting and memorable as it can be.
So BioWare, when you watch this video, inevitably when you do watch this, listen to Shay.
Shane Wilson made a video about us. Oh my God, we have to watch it now.
They're like, oh shit,
man, we
disappointed Shay and Wilson.
Scrap the project, start over.
So what's your bottom line on this, Wilson and Tasty Whale?
Well, I mean, yes, they should want to put mod tools on stuff, but I don't believe that they necessarily do, or that they care all that much. And it's great to have them, but I don't know that I would expect to get. I think you're gonna get less and less of them as time goes on. Billy
and Whale-san.
I I mean,
Wilson and Whaleson.
Wilson, nice. I'd say that it's not important to a large amount of people. It is more work for them to do, and Bioware or whatever is constrained by EA and the Frostbite engine, so it's kind of just a lawyer issue, man. Maybe they want to do it, maybe it would be important and helpful, but if EA says no, they can't do anything, or they could like risk getting, shit canned. So it does not answer your question, but that's my thoughts on it.
I feel like I just got dumped, and you guys are like the guys who are like, get over her, man. You can do better than.
But what makes a game a game?
No.